so I'm going to actually make some soup. I'm going to use 3 carrots, a potato, green onion, and prepare meat. This meat is already cooked, and I'm going to just take it out of the wrapper, wash it up a little bit, put it in my Instapot, and then I'm going to let it stew. I'm going to also at the end wash some broccoli and add into the soup base. So it's I don't know what this soup is called, but broccoli, carrot, potato soup, I guess. So I will show you once I prepare the meat and everything, put it into the pot. I'll show you what's the next step. Okay, so the carrots are cut and the potatoes are peeled and cut, and the meat and the onions is in there already. So I'm just going to put everything inside here, and we're gonna go ahead and pour the water on into as well. Okay. So the soup is gonna cook, and then I'm gonna get some bouillon to put inside it. So basically we have a soup spoonful of bouillon. I'm gonna put it in, and the water and everything is already in there. And then I'm gonna cook this in this Instapot. If it needs more taste, then I'll probably add some other stuff after it's being cooked in the Instapot. But right now I'm just gonna leave it as is, put it in the Instapot, and hopefully it turns out good. My soup is in the Instapot. I'm gonna click on meat stew, and I'm gonna let it cook for 45 minutes. Now I'm gonna start making some French fry. I'm gonna use extra light tasting olive oil. I have heated up my pan already. I'm gonna pour the oil in the pan. And then once that is done, I'm going to put in the potato in. Okay, so you see the little bubbles in there. That means the oil is already heat and ready to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of paper towel. Hold on, Daniel. I'm gonna take a piece of paper towel, and I'm gonna dry up my potato one more time. And hold on, Daniel. I will carry you. So we're gonna dry the potato. And this, hey, nope. It's very hot.
Stop.
Very, very hot. So here's, you see that, Daniel? You're gonna be careful, okay? It's gonna be hot. Or it's gonna pop. Don't touch. No touchy. No. See, it's gonna pop. Okay, this is your French fry. No touchy, hot. Okay. Okay, so I have to turn this down to minimum heat and let it fry. Okay, that's your French fry, Daniel. Look at how beautiful the decoration and design of this little bowl plate. It is beautiful. It is called the Nortake engagement, made in Japan. This is a very old bowl But anyway, I'm gonna use it for my French fry. It's actually frying right now. So what I did is I turn it in down medium heat. Now I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because I'm able to stand in front of it and monitor the French fry. While the French fry were cooking, I went and cut up a bunch of shallots here, purple shallot. So once I take the French fry out, I'm gonna dump the shallots in and I'm gonna fry it up. So this is shallots with marinated with Himalayan pink salt. What I'm gonna do with this is that once the shallots cook, I'm gonna put it in a jar, including the oil. So when I go and eat food, I can use it as garnishing. So like if I have soup, which I did cook some soup a while ago with the Instapot, I'm gonna put the shallots in as a topping for my soup, and it will just give it a little bit of the oniony flavors and textures and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start frying this up once the French fry is done. Because I use olive oil, it's kind of expensive to fry my French fry. I don't want to waste my French fry here, or my oil, because if I am done with my French fry, I would have to waste it and dump it, and I don't want to contribute more trash or more waste into this planet Earth. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reuse this oil for something else. So I marinated the French fry with a little bit of Himalayan salt too as well. So the oil is gonna be a little bit salty. Plus I marinated the purple shallots with the Himalayan salt. So the flavor of the oil is going to enhance the soup and for whatever food that I'm gonna start cooking later on. So I can use the oil again to saute meat or whatnot, and it will be it will have a little bit of taste of onions and stuff like that inside. So it's always good to try to repurpose, especially with the inflation and the food cost is going up. Try to reuse things as much as possible, so that way you don't have to go out and buy more stuff. So this is just basically dual purpose for me. So on the other pot that I have over here, I'm actually boiling some water. So that way I can cook my organic millet brown rice ramen noodle. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the soup base that I cooked over there to make this ramen noodle as a base for the ramen noodle. And my son is very picky, so I decided to extra make some French fries just so that way he could eat if he doesn't want to eat the noodle soup. Basically this has no taste at all. It doesn't come with a broth. It comes looking like this, and you just boil it and cook it so that way it becomes soft, and then you add in with whatever broth you want, so you can have a bowl of ramen. Okay, so my French fry is cooked. It looks like it's ready to go. I'm taking it out and I'm gonna put it over here in this pot. Gonna put it in the plate, let it cool, and then I'm gonna give it to my son. So now the oil is still at a boil, and I'm not gonna turn off the heat or turn down the heat. I'm just gonna put in the purple onion right away. And as for over here, my water is about to boil. So then there goes the There goes my ramen noodles gonna be ready to be cooked. I might want to turn the heat to high. Turn it to high because I wanted to get the purple onion to brown as quickly as possible, and then I'm gonna turn off the heat and just let it cool and let it chill. So when you cook it at high, also it will make the green onions, I mean not green onion, but the purple onion to get cooked quicker, and that way I can move on to making my noodles. And then I have to go to the garden to pick out some cilantro and green onion, because my soup over there is about 26 minutes. It's almost ready, so it's almost lunchtime for me. And the reason why I'm stirring a lot is because I want to make sure that my purple onions separate. That way it gets cooked thoroughly. I didn't really squish it when it's out in the colander because I didn't want to get my hand full of onion smell. So I did this, and I used a chopstick. So I try to separate the onion here. And I think my water is boiled. So I'm going to quickly drop in 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces of noodles. And I'm going to let it simmer. I think cooking is just like chemistry. It's very good. Cooking is like chemistry because you have to put the right amount of stuff in, right amount of salt in, right amount of everything. Otherwise, it's gonna turn out tasting like crap. So I say Mama who cooks are good at chemistry, because they just put the right salt, the right ingredient in, and it comes out good. Otherwise, it's gonna come out tasting like crap. Nobody likes to eat crap, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna let it cook some more. And those French fries are just bombing. It's like, it's good. It tastes a little bit salty, but not as salty as you get it in the restaurant. And basically, you know what you put in the oil. You know what oil you use. You know what organic or non-organic potatoes, and you know what salt you use. So even though it's a little bit, it's kind of like a hint of salt, it's still delicious. And maybe I should add some a little dazzle of black pepper to it. But then I'm gonna feed it to my son, so no black pepper. Yeah, it's delicious. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the camera, and then I'm gonna turn off the stove here, and maybe I'm gonna show you guys my garden. I planted some green onions and stuff outside. So, okay, so just to let you know that this was cooked for about 2 minutes, and it becomes super duper soft, and it is boiled. Let's see, here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and let it boil a little bit more, and then once it's completely boiled, I have to wash it and drain it and make sure it's all cooked and nice. Because it is dry noodle, what's end up happening is that you want to cook it well. You don't know what they dry it on or whatever. Hopefully they follow protocol and make it look, you know, clean or whatever. But I like to cook it just so that way I can ensure that all the bacteria and germs are out. I'm a little paranoid because I don't know what goes into my food, and I don't want to be eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating, because you never know. These people are basically corporations. Corporation loves to make money, so yeah, us little people gonna suffer if we don't be careful. Now, it is almost fully cooked. I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit more to see if it changes color a little bit, but it smells so delicious. Well, see here, this one is brown, so I'm gonna try to get all of my purple onion to turn brown, just so that way it caramelizes. When it caramelizes, your oil here, it's gonna smell like heaven. So anything, you just use a little bit, like 1 or 2 drop of these onion in your soup broth, it's gonna give it that flavor and that smell, and it's just gonna be heavenly, if you like onions, that is. Now, this one is boiling really, really, really fast here, and I think that it's completely cooked. What do you think? It looks good. Okay, so here are my cilantro that I grew in a pot, and as you can see, it's taking off like really good here. So when I cut my cilantro, I leave it a little bit of room for it to regrow. I'm gonna save this for a different dish or meal, but basically I just trim it. I just trim the leaf that I want to get or eat, and then I'm just gonna leave the rest so that way it have room to grow. I actually have started some other one on the other side, some other more of the cilantro on the other side, because I know if they all grow all at once, I can't really finish eating them all at once. Like this one, I can save it for a different meal, and that way I always have my my veggies. Okay, so now it's kind of messy right here, but you can see that I grew some pepper, and I have some peppers that is sitting right there that's ready to be eaten. Basically, I need to come outside and do some weeding, but honestly I have no time because I work full-time as well, and so I haven't been a good gardener. These are just a clover that's been overgrown, and it's trying to take over my garden because, as I say, I work full-time and I don't have time to do gardening right now, and it's been raining. been raining wet and nasty outside, so I didn't really go outside to do much gardening. But basically, my green onion, I just grew it between the center block here where I space out my garden and my lawn. I have a lot of weeding to do, but you can see how big my green onion is, so I'm just gonna cut right there, and I only gonna use these two because they're big enough for me to use for my soup as garnishing. I have some more green onions grow here and some other ones grow down there, but basically I'm just gonna use this few. Look at my pepper plant. It's about to die. Well, it's still got 3 little pepper here. I'm gonna cut one and we'll call it a day. Okay, so the purple onions turn brown, caramelized. My cilantro from the garden, my green onion from the garden, my peppers cut. I have put in the ramen here into the bowl, and my soup is getting ready to come out. So we're looking good here. Just a little bit of cilantro for my son. A little bit of green onions. I'm just gonna try to give him 1 slice of pepper, see if he eats it. So, a little bit here. Now I'm gonna garnish my noodles. And the pepper from the garden is not that spicy, so it's kind of sweet, but it gives the soup a little bit color. So looks delicious here. Looks great. And then I'm gonna the meat in the soup it's already shredded, so everything looks good. I'm gonna go back and get me some broccoli. Here is my steamed broccoli. I'm gonna find a good piece for the little guy. Give him like 2. So I'm gonna put some broccoli in there. So most of I try to eat lots of green vegetables, so that way, you know, it has lots of vitamins and minerals. And so now my soup is it's almost done. So you see the steam is steaming up there. And look at the soup. Isn't it look delicious? Whoa. Okay, now like test to see if, oh, look at that. The potato and the carrot soft. And here's the meat. Here's the meat. Sorry, I did not put away my dishes, so it's a little bit cluttery here. But that's what busy parents are. Anyway, so the meat it's in there. It's like delicious. Look at that. Awesome. So now taste test and then put it in the soup, and I have so it doesn't taste that salty. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some fish sauce in there and give it a stir. The reason for this is that it tastes good, but it's not that as you can see, my noodle have no taste at all. My broccoli have no taste at all. So I wanted a little bit more salt, and I'm gonna put in some fish sauce in here and stir. And this is the fish sauce that I use, the three crab brand fish sauce.